Well, it finally happened. We had months and months and months of speculation and rumors and educated guesses and leaked information, and it finally happened. I'm not just talking about the Blackjack specialist in Black Ops 3, I'm also talking about the PlayStation 4 Neo. These two things were recently just confirmed, seemingly at the same time for me, because as soon as I found out about Blackjack, I went on my phone and read an article about how the PS4 Neo has been officially confirmed by Andrew House. So let's start with Blackjack. As everybody probably already knows, Blackjack is the 10th specialist character in Black Ops 3 that has been rumored and highly speculated and heavily predicted and leaked information all over the place, and everybody's talking about him for fucking months now. And it got to a point where it was really annoying. Every single time I'd get on YouTube, I'd see a video by HoloPoint, or Chuck, or Exility, or fucking, I'm not subscribed to Allier, I blocked his ass, so I don't see any of his videos. But I would always see a video by someone, 10th specialist in Black Ops 3, Blackjack in Black Ops 3, Blackjack canceled, Blackjack is no more, Blackjack dead, 10th specialist here, 10th specialist there, 10th specialist leaked. I was just like, fucking Christ, stop it, okay? When he comes out, he will come out. If it's canceled, I'm sure we'll never see it ever again, and it'll be the end of that story. Just stop. But now I'm glad he's came out. I'm glad he's been announced because we can stop fucking around with the speculation videos. Oh my god, those were so annoying. I apologize if you guys hear any background noise. My air conditioner just kicked on, so we're gonna have to just ignore that and keep rolling here. But let's start with Blackjack's abilities. So his first ability, and he has two of them, he doesn't have a weapon because his first ability is the ability to steal other specialist weapons. As if we didn't see this coming already. This was the ability we all thought he had from the very beginning of the speculation. However, it doesn't quite work the way we thought. Originally, we thought that he would fill up his little power meter, and then he would use his specialist ability, and then the next person he killed, he would take their weapon. That's not exactly how it works. So how this ability functions is you go around and you get kills, you capture objectives, you build up your power meter just like any other specialist character, except when your power meter is full, you have to kill another specialist, and then that specialist weapon will be stored in a weapons cache. Now, I'm going to explain what that is in just a minute here. I have some gameplay up on screen to make things easier to understand. When you kill someone, that weapon is, stored in your weapons cache, and the icon shows up on your power meter. However, if you don't like that weapon, you can kill another specialist, and their weapon will then show up in the little power meter circle, but beneath that will be another weapon that was the previous one. So, let's say you killed Spectre and got the Ripper, and you didn't want to use that. So then you killed Ruin and got the gravity spikes. Well, you can actually flip between the two of them if you're not sure which one you want to use. However, you can only use one. You can't use the gravity spikes and then use the Ripper. You have to use one or the other before you have to refill the power meter again, which I think is great. That is a great balancing mechanic, and I wouldn't have it any other way. One thing I forgot to mention is that you can actually go hunting for specialist weapons, and what I mean is you can keep killing specialists as long as that power meter is full. You can keep killing specialists until you find the weapon you want. You're not stuck with, you have to kill two specialists, and if you kill the second one, then you're stuck with that weapon. That's not how it works. You can keep going until you find the weapon you want, and you will just store the current weapon and the previous weapon in that little weapons cache. So, like I said earlier, if you kill Spectre and get the Ripper, then kill Ruin and get the gravity spikes, you'll have the gravity spikes on the big power meter, and then you'll have the Ripper down in the little circle below. So let's say after Ruin, you kill Battery and get the War Machine. Well, then the War Machine's going to be on the big power meter, and the gravity spikes will be down in the little circle that you can swap between two. So that's how that's going to work, and once again, I think that's a really great idea. His second ability is called Gambler, I believe, and how it works is it fills up really fast. The power meter fills up really fast for this one, and when the meter is full, you will get a random specialist ability. So you can't choose, you can't go around killing specialists and stealing the ability you want. It gives you a random one. So you can get active camo, you can get, what's the one that Ruin uses where he runs really fast? Overdrive, couldn't think of it there for a minute. You can get kinetic armor, heat wave, all those different abilities, but they are completely random, and you have one chance to respin the randomized generator thing. So if you get an ability you don't like, you have one chance to respin the ability and get a different one. So you could get an ability you don't want and then end up with one you really don't want, or you could get one you don't want and end up with one you really do want. So, I mean, personally, the Specialist sounds cool, and he is the black market dealer, which kind of surprised me because he doesn't look like the black market dealer to me at all, but he is, and it turns out those leaked audio files were true because those are his in-game dialogue. That sentence made no sense. Those are his in-game dialogue. What the fuck? Now, the thing is, Blackjack is only available through contracts, which is something else that these YouTubers I previously mentioned had predicted. The kicker is, you have to complete the weekly challenges before you can unlock the Mercenary Challenge, which allows you to actually play as Blackjack, and I'm assuming the reason it's called the Mercenary Challenge is because you have to complete a task while using Blackjack, which is stupid because people are just going to want to use the fucking Specialist and not have to do some challenge with him. But what also makes this really dumb is that you can only use him for an hour. That's right, you heard me correct. 1 hour a week. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but personally, I think this is way too nerfed. I think 1 hour is a very minuscule amount of time to use a brand new character, especially once a week. I think we should get a day a week. 1 day, 24 hours with Blackjack per week. That sounds like a perfect amount of time for this character. Because think about this, Monday comes along and you get the weekly challenge, and then you complete those challenges and get Blackjack for an hour, and now you've got to wait a whole other week before you can use him for 1 hour. I just don't like the way that is structured. So let's go on now to talk about the PlayStation 4 Neo. Yesterday, Andrew House was at an interview with Financial Times, and he basically confirmed that yes, the PS4 Neo is a real thing. An upgraded PS4 will be coming in the future. However, it will not be at E3 this year. Andrew went on to say that the upgraded PS4 will include a faster processor, improved graphics, and 4K resolution support. Although I'm pretty sure it's not going to be native, it's going to be upscaled for games. It might be native for pictures and TV shows and movies, but it's not going to be native 4K for gaming because that's just absurd. I know high-end PCs, like high-end expensive PCs that still can't run native 4K games. So it's probably going to be upscaled, but hey, anything is better than the sub 1080p bullshit we're putting up with right now. He also said that the upgraded PS4 is intended to sit alongside and complement the standard PS4, and they will be selling both versions of the console throughout the life cycle. So there's nothing really new to talk about here. We already know it was going to have a better CPU, better graphics, 4K. We knew about this months in advance. So basically all Andrew did was say, yeah, the rumors are true. He didn't have to say anything. That's all he had to say because he confirmed exactly what everybody was speculating. All the facts are true. That leaked graph with all of the different, upgraded parts, it was true. So there's nothing else to talk about outside of my opinion. And honestly, I'm excited for this. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I'm excited. I want to see what they can do with this thing. I want to see how well it performs, how much better games look on it compared to the original PS4, how much better they run, if we can get 60 FPS games consistently, things like that. However, some people are very worried about the PS4 Neo. There are people out there who say, man, this is a terrible idea. It's going to split the player base. It's going to destroy the ecosystem of the PS4. Developers are going to have to make 2 different versions of every game, and it's just going to ruin everything, and it's all going to hell. Calm down. Just take a seat, eat some dip, smoke a joint, whatever the fuck you have to do. Just calm down, okay? Listen, yes, developers are going to have to make 2 different versions of each game. They're going to have to make a Neo version and a standard version. However, these will be on the same disc. Determining what version you play on will be a setting in the PS4 itself. So when you put in the game, if you have a standard PS4, it'll put it in standard mode. If you have a Neo PS4, or whatever the hell they're going to call it, you'll have it in Neo mode. Now, people are freaking out for many different reasons. Reason number 1, they are afraid that the games that run in Neo mode are going to be drastically better than games that run in standard mode. Reason number 2 is because they think it's going to be too much work and too much money and too much effort for developers to make both versions of the game, so developers will shy away from making games on the PS4. Okay, so let's address issue number 1 first. Games are simply not going to look significantly better on the Neo. Here's the thing. Let's take Dying Light for example. example. You have that game, it runs good, but there's a couple frame rate issues. You know, if you're in a high action scene, or if there's a lot of zombies on the screen at once, or if you're blowing up something, the frame rate can drop occasionally. That would be gone on the Neo. You wouldn't have any more frame rate issues, the graphics would look slightly better, and you'd have upscaled 4K, which would make the resolution look more crisp and clean, but that's it. That's it. There would be no difference. It's not going to be like Black Ops 3 on the PS4 versus Black Ops 3 on the PS3. It's not going to be that drastic. And now issue number 2. So a while ago, I don't remember exactly when this happened, but a while ago somebody got some kind of inside file from Sony, or one of the developers leaked something, I don't know. There was some kind of an agreement going around that said developers have to produce a game for both versions of the system. You cannot make a Neo only game or a standard only game. In this little set of rules that Sony had in place, it also said that the Neo version of the game cannot have both specs, which is frame rate and resolution, better than the standard version of the game. So basically, if you have a game on the standard PS4 that runs at 1080p 30 FPS, the game on the Neo cannot run any higher than 30 FPS. They can upscale the graphics to 4K, but they cannot make it run faster than 30 FPS. Also, if they want the Neo version to be 60 FPS, they have to find a way to make the standard version run 60 FPS as well. So this is an attempt from Sony at trying to keep the player base together and united, and make us feel like a Neo owner doesn't have a significantly better experience than we do. The Neo owner is going to have a slightly better version of the game. If you're a hardcore gamer, you're going to love this thing because you're going to have crisp, clean 4K, upscaled graphics. It's going to run a bit faster, make your game smoother, but it's not going to be this drastic leap in technology. And here's one last thing for you guys to think about. PC gaming has been around for a long time. Look at how many different PCs there are with different hardware, and look at how many games still come out for the PC all the time. All developers have to do is make a game for the highest and most expensive, best hardware PC at the time, and then just tone the graphics down with settings. That's all they have to do. Now, granted, sometimes you have to play a game on low settings and it looks like complete shit, but think about this for the PS4. With the rules that Sony has in place for developers, all they have to do is make the base game for the Neo and then slightly tone down the settings for the standard version. That's all they have to do, guys. Really. Well, that's all I have to say for now, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to leave your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe if you want more videos like this one. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon and my Facebook page. I'll see you all later.